tonight on Evening.
I'm St. Brian in Seattle with the story of an artist whose works are a great antidote to those gray and cloudy days we usually associate with living in the Northwest.
From real-time info to bug-out bags, an expert shares what you need to prepare for an emergency. And Twilight celebrates a big anniversary.
Time.
Welcome to Evening. I'm Chris Cashman. We are downtown Seattle, just outside of Union Station. Going to hop light rail today, and style points awarded to Sound Transit. Successfully testing light rail on our floating bridge overnight. That's a first, and the world was watching. Very cool. In fact, I had a chance to catch up with the public information officer for Sound Transit and get some pro tips on how we can be utilizing our public transportation a little bit better.
We are at a great place with regional light rail expansion. We have opened 2 new stations this year to downtown Redmond on the 2 line. Downtown Redmond quickly became the most popular station on the 2 line, and we're just months away from trains to Federal Way, December 6th. We'll have 8 new miles of light rail serving South King County, which is going to just be a game changer for access to the airport, access downtown. The other thing we know is congestion is inevitable. One thing that we like to say is, you're not stuck in traffic. You are the traffic. ORCA stands for One Regional Card for All. You can go anywhere for $3. It'll make your commute so much more reliable with all of that traffic-free light rail that does up to 55 miles an hour, just whipping past 5. And then today, if I look a little tired, it's because we were out late last night for a world first, the very first test of a light rail vehicle under power on the floating bridge, which got up to 55 miles an hour, which is its top design speed and is looking great.
Very cool. From one link to another. If you'd like to learn more about how to get around on Link Light Rail, we've got a link for you waiting on our website, king5evening.com. We're getting ready to ride the rails. We're going to hop on board headed south. You know, we get to Federal Way, where there is an artist known for her bold, beautiful colors. St. Brian has her story.
Hey, Linda Schoberg is her name, and her art is a great antidote to those gray, cloudy days that we usually associate with living in the Northwest.
I grew up in the Pacific Northwest and love the area, and I'm always inspired by the water, our mountains, orcas.
Artist Linda Schoberg creates digital paintings of the landscapes she's known all her life.
I like to do realism with a little bit of whimsy added to it.
Whimsy. That may be one of the reasons the Gig Harbor gift shop Local Whimsy sells Linda's prints, art cards, and magnets. Customers can't get enough of them.
Well, I think what they love is that the colors are so vibrant. That captures their eye at first, but what really draws them in is that it connects with the area.
Inspired by the colorful sunset photos she's taken from her home in Federal Way, Linda can sit for hours on her iPad, completely absorbed in her digital canvas.
I kind of get lost in the color, I suppose. It's like meditating. I can be drawing for 8 hours before I know that, time has passed.
Art runs in the family. Today, 3 generations are creating together.
You guys are making some nice stuff. Yes, we're all artists. We get very creative.
Why do I think Linda's so good at this?
She is someone that enjoys life, she sees beauty, and she takes it another step forward.
With art that celebrates the very best of the Northwest, Linda Schoberg proves there's beauty in never losing sight of home.
I'm a very happy person, and I feel like that shows in my art. I want my customers to feel a lot of joy and happiness. I want them to, have a little of the Pacific Northwest in their homes.
It's more than art, it's a love letter to the place Linda calls home, painted 1 pixel at a time. Thank you, Saint. Linda regularly donates some of her work to the Center for Whale Research. She loves some orcas. We've got more info on that at king5evening.com. Meanwhile, ready or not, September is here. It is National Preparedness Month. Are you prepared for the big one? Earthquakes, wildfires, or worse? Not to worry, we've got some pros from a local insurance company. They gave Jose the tips, the best ways to prepare for the worst.
What are we going to learn today?
Well, today we're going to talk about emergency preparedness. September is Emergency Preparedness Month.
Don Lee of PEMCO Insurance has a sobering and practical message about natural disasters.
We cannot prevent them, but there is a number of things that we can do to prepare ourselves in the event that they do happen.
Their first step, get connected to real-time information. Set up emergency alerts on your smartphone, like this app from FEMA. Then, Don recommends prepping 2 different emergency kits. One for quick evacuations.
We have a bug out kit, and so in the bug out kit we're going to have things in here that we need to take with us that we're going to need in an emergency situation. So we've got a toolkit, we've got a flashlight, we've also got a life straw. You want to be able to stay warm, so we'll put a nice hat in here. Chargers, very important. This one is solar, which is great. So solar powered, we'll charge the charger and then you can charge your devices. But you also need to make sure that you have the cables. We have a fireproof case. This case is used to store documents, important documents that you don't want to burn in a fire. So it might have your social security cards, birth certificates, etc. You want to keep this in a safe place. You want to know where it is and you want to be able to grab it quickly if you have to evacuate your home quickly.
And one for sheltering at home during extended outage.
So here we have our bug-in kit or our stay-at-home kit. And here we're going to have supplies like blankets, flashlights, we've got canned food.
Don't forget your can opener. Keep your bug out bag next to a door where it's easy to grab. The bug-in kit can go in a closet. Preparation isn't just about supplies, it's about skills too.
So it's going to be really important to know to have fire extinguishers in your home. Make sure you already know how to use them. So you want to practice using fire extinguishers. It's also great to take a CPR class.
With just a bit of preparation, an emergency doesn't have to become a disaster.
And I think that's the best way to position ourselves to be able to take care of our families, our communities, to ensure that we weather whatever storm may come our way.
Thank you, Jose. We've got some handy-dandy info ready and waiting for you, including 5 simple steps to prepare for an emergency. Just go to go.pemco.com/prepare. Twilight celebrates a big anniversary, and why the Northwest's favorite vampires live on forever in Forks.
And then this is our centerpiece collection. It's got the costumes that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were wearing.
Portions of Evening sponsored by PEMCO. Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
And welcome back to Evening. I am Chris Cashman. We are aboard light rail. We're on the 1 line, and kudos to Sound Transit. They made history overnight while you were asleep. The first ever successful test of light rail on a floating bridge. Very exciting. And hey, speaking of anniversaries, September 27th, 20 years ago, the first Twilight book came out. Of course, if you celebrate Immortal Teens or that franchise, well, I don't have to tell you, the Pacific Northwest has never been the same.
It's time.
Evening was as obsessed with Twilight as you were. Here are some of our favorite Twilight moments.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
In 2008, when we covered the first movie, stars Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were just beginning to realize Twilight would define them for years. Also, just look at how young they were. Just 18 and 22 years old, respectively.
Once I was aware of it, it was everywhere. I mean, once you know about something and you know to notice it, it really was, like, everywhere.
I didn't know the whole way through shooting how big the thing was. And then, now it just seems like it's everywhere.
And we learned about another local connection.
You brought a snack.
Ken Gigande, bad guy vampire James, is a 2001 graduate of Auburn High School and part of one of the best walk-ups in movie history. New Moon premiered in 2009 And so did Twihards, fans of all ages turning out in droves for anything Twilight. Here they are lining up at South Center to meet actors Daniel Cudmore and Charlie Bewley, Volturi henchman Felix and Dimitri in New Moon. Our favorite thing about this 2009 story, look at how they're taking pictures with actual cameras. 2010 saw the release of Eclipse and a Twilight convention in Seattle. The last two Twilight movies, Breaking Dawn 1 and 2, were released in 2011 and 2012. While promoting Breaking Dawn 1, Taylor Lautner told us about his toughest and strangest scene.
So, I mean, I was given an X on a wall and I had to just walk in the room and look at this X and imprint.
The rest, that strange animatronic baby. The epic final battle is now history, and these words in the trailer for Breaking Dawn 2 proved prophetic. Here's to the coven of the Northwest vampires that found eternal life as pop culture icons.
This kind of stuff just doesn't exist.
Local pride, and even though exactly 0% of the Twilight movies were actually shot in Forks, fans still flood to the area to celebrate. And actually in 2023, King 5's Leah Pizzetti went to Forks to see how the franchise has impacted that tiny town.
Hi, how are you?
The Twilight fandom is tangible in this Forks museum.
We have our costumes.
Literally. Clothing and props from the movies are on display.
And then this is our centerpiece collection. It's got the costumes that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were wearing.
Lizzie Andros was first introduced to Twilight in 2008.
I was like, I'll just pick up this stupid book.
And by 2009, she was moving to Forks, inspired to start a new chapter of her life.
About 100 pages in, I was diehard.
Nearly 15 years later, and she's running this museum and the Chamber of Commerce, helping keep Twilight momentum going 18 years after the first book's release.
Everybody outside of Forks thinks, oh, Twilight's dead, or there's really nothing going on with it.
Years later, it's the opposite of dead.
Welcome to Forks.
Using pins on a map and a guest book in the visitor center, the city tracks visitors from all over
Maryland.
Counting how many people stop in. Pre-Twilight, between 5,000 to 10,000 visitors came through Forks each year in the early 2000s. Visitation peaked in 2009 and 2010 with about 70,000 visitors each year. In the 2010s, it slowed a little, visitation dropping to between 30,000 and 40,000 visitors each year. But recently, it's back up. 2022 and 2023 are now the third and fourth best visited years, with more than 55,000 people stopping through each year.
That started the Twilight Renaissance, as we like to call it.
Locals say the resurgence started in 2020 with the release of a new book told from Vampire Edward's perspective and the addition of the movies to Netflix. With this, the excitement rekindled, felt at this Forks Inn.
This is our common area. Feel free to enjoy it at any point.
Trent and Mary Beth run the Miller Tree Inn, dubbed the Cullen House by city leaders because it matches the description of the Cullens' vampire home in the book. The city's way of creating tourism destinations because none of it was actually filmed here.
She describes the Cullen House as being about 100 years old, an old white farmhouse.
Subtle nods to the story fill the home.
This is from the book and the film, The Cross, so we put that in here.
Like Dr. Cullen's office, which the movie's actor visited when he came to town.
Here, a lot of our guests will try to recreate this.
Year-round, they see people drive by the inn to snap photos.
We have a lot of fun with them.
Mm-hmm. See?
Knowing that with each person who visits, they're doing more than just take photos. They're eating, drinking, sleeping, keeping small town economy booming.
And it's because we're the rainiest town in the contiguous United States. We had that distinction, and then we pretty much won the lottery because of it.
And with rumors that the storyline isn't over yet, they plan to continue fueling this momentum.
If these things come to fruition, Twilight's not going anywhere for a very long time, but to be honest, I don't think it's going anywhere anyway.
A small city in the Northwest, staying on the tourism map for good. Leah Pizzetti, King 5 News.
And those numbers are growing in 2024. 76,000 fans flooded into Forks to celebrate the franchise. And if you want to add your name to the list, the Forks Twilight Festival runs September 11th through the 14th this year. Author Stephanie Meyer will be there, along with Kellen Lutz, who played Emmett Cullen in the movies, as well as Peter Fasinelli, who played Carlisle Cullen. Good news, bad news. Tickets are sold out, but the event on the 11th is free. This would be the perfect weekend to head to Forks if you want to hang out with fellow vampire fans.
Jurassic World Rebirth. It's been more than 3 decades, and these prehistoric creatures are still tearing up the big screen.
Nice, nice, nice.
There's
no lacrosse without native lacrosse. This is your game.
Let's go!
J.D. Elquist is on a mission to reconnect Native youth to a sport invented nearly 1,000 years ago by the Haudenosaunee tribe in what is now New York State.
It's a game fueled by passion overall.
It's about getting them to fall in love with the game.
And to take pride in a sport that was created for them.
Welcome back to evening. You're right on time to catch light rail with us. We're at the Rainier Beach stop here, celebrating some milestones. The first ever test of light rail on our floating bridge happened overnight, making it easier to get around. All right, meanwhile, progress, a sign of progress. Believe it or not, it's been 32 years since dinosaurs ruled the box office. They're back, they're louder, they're scarier. That's right, the billion-dollar Jurassic franchise is releasing the 7th installment, now on DVD.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet. Oh my God.
Jurassic World Rebirth seeks to bring back the awe and wonder of the very first Jurassic Park movie, directed by Steven Spielberg in 1993. At the New York City premiere, Rebirth director Gareth Edwards revealed he was just 17 years old when the first movie came out.
It's the summer I went to film school, and it changed my life. I basically bought a computer that summer, and eventually learned how to do CGI, and I ended up rendering dinosaurs in my bedroom and silly things like that.
Executive produced by Spielberg with a screenplay by the same man who wrote Jurassic Park, the movie follows covert operations experts Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali as they help paleontologist Jonathan Bailey retrieve life-saving DNA from not one, but 3 large dinosaurs, one each from land, sea, and air.
It's a simple narrative structure, and then big thrills, big shocks, and a lot of love and heart as well.
Principal photography started last summer in Thailand. So hot and muggy, Mahershala said he felt like he was being cooked from the inside out. The actors bonded in their isolation.
It was like summer camp, honestly. Us being out of the States and tucked away in Thailand for a while.
Sometimes you make a film and actors can be really good at pretending they all like each other. They really became a family on this one. We were in the middle of nowhere, in the jungles and in the swamps and things like this, really doing it for real.
The movie may come across as a tribute to Spielberg, who challenged the team to recreate a life rafting sequence that was in the original Michael Crichton novel.
Well, I love the T-Rex. Who knew they could swim? Right? That was a surprise, and they could.
It was in Malta they shot the boat attack scenes, the actors again baking in the hot sun, asking their director endless questions about what the Mosasaurus looked like.
Gareth is such a visionary. He sees everything like in his mind, and it's complicated. I mean, he sees these massive set pieces while also having an understanding of what the continuity is throughout this huge, thrilling adventure.
An adventure aiming to make another $1 billion for the Jurassic World franchise.
Jurassic World Rebirth is PG-13, and quickly closing in on the top 90 highest grossing films of all time, Dinosaurs for the win. See ya.
Up next, music from Seattle's sourest skate punk band, Lemon Boy.
They were right about you. I didn't say so.
Wow! Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to evening. Right on time to catch our train back to Seattle, thanks to Sound Transit and Link Light Rail taking us behind the scenes today. And style points. Maybe you didn't even realize while you were sleeping overnight, they tested light rail on the floating bridge. That's a world's first. We leave you now with a taste of what I'm told is Seattle's sourest skate punk band, Lemon Boy. We'll see you next time.
It doesn't matter to me. If I say so. You mean nothing to me unless I say so.